Okay, we're on.
Hi, it's Deb, and I've been asked to show you how to make some accordion domino books like you saw on my blog. So here's what we need to get started. You need 2 dominoes. These are 1 inch by 2 inch. You can use any size. You just have to adjust the size of your paper. So we're going to use 1 inch by 2 inch. That's the standard size. And I just got these at Walmart. Just a cheap old box. I think they were like $8, not very much, for 20 something of them. So you can make plenty of them with that. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is some ribbon. And I have 2 lengths. I don't measure it, but it's probably about 18 inches. I like mine a little longer so that I make sure I have enough to tie it, and then I cut off the extra. So that's the other thing you need. Then you need some glue. I like the glossy accents because it dries clear, but you can use any glue that you want. You're going to need some alcohol inks, and the reason you use alcohol inks is because it will stick to a non-porous surface. Your acrylics and your stains, they won't. They'll wipe right off. So you need to use alcohol inks, and these are Adirondack alcohol inks, and I believe, yeah, they're Tim Holtz. Okay, and today I'm using Meadow Green, Slate, and then I've got a gold mixative. I don't know if I'll use that or not. Then I also have an alcohol blending solution, because that takes away some of the color if you want lighter areas. It blends 2 colors together easier. It's just, you know, I don't know if I'll use it or not. I didn't on the last 2 that I made, but I always have it handy in case I decide I want it. I'm going to use a gold leaf pen. You do not have to have this. You can just use the inks and leave it at that, but I decided I wanted a gold edging around it, and also I have some charms that are silver that I want to turn purple, or I mean turn gold, so I'm going to use it on those too. So you need charms for the front, or feathers, or lace, or whatever, like you saw on my other ones. Just something to decorate your front and your back with. This is, I decided I wanted this on the front tonight. Then you need 1 strip of cardstock. And for the size dominoes we're using, you need to cut it at 1 7/8 wide by 9 inches long. Now, if you're using bigger dominoes, the point is to make it 1/8 of an inch smaller than the size of your dominoes, so that it doesn't hang out the edge. So you would want it 1/8 of an inch shorter lengthwise than whatever your domino is, and then probably still 9 inches long, because that's just your accordion part. Okay? And then you need some scrap paper cut to 7/8 inches, approximately. And I picked 2 different ones so I can mix and match. Okay? And then you need your images. Now, you can have an image on every page and skip this. I like to have a little mix-up, so, you know, I only put like 4 images on one side, and sometimes I put them on 4 images on the other side. Anyway, you can do it however you want, but you need to have some images. This is Alfonso Mucha. He's one of my favorite artists. If you read my blog yesterday, you'll see a little bit of information about him, and he's got some just awesome pictures. And he was basically the father of Art Nouveau. Okay, then you need a scoring board. Oh, you also need your alcohol blending pad. I am cheap, so I just take a piece of felt and fold it in half. I don't buy the tool part. You need your scoring board. You need a glue gun. If you don't have a glue gun, it's not absolutely necessary. You just have to wait for things to dry, and this is fast. So, and that's it. That's all you need to get started. So let me move this stuff out of the way, and we will get going. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is work on the dominoes. Now, the side with your numbers is going to get covered up. So, you know, don't worry about the fact that you don't have just blank dominoes. So I'm going to start with my Meadow Green. And I'm going to put a little on my pad. And it doesn't take very long to dry. Now, on the inside part, you're going to have to do just a little bit around the edges because remember we made our paper just a little shorter than the domino. So you just want to do around the edges. You can do the whole thing. I mean, it basically covers it anyway, but you don't have to. And then do a couple of the sides. And I just dab it on. You can rub it. You can do whatever you want, you know, whatever kind of look you want. Because it's going to dry its own pattern anyway. Okay. And this stuff dries pretty fast, so that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I picked up the other one, and I'm doing that. Hang on, I gotta switch here. Okay, can you zoom in on that so I can kind of see? Okay, so now I'm going to, the first one's probably dry enough. I just kind of touch it and see if you can see your fingerprint in it. It's not dry enough. And you can just blend that out. Okay, so I'm turning it over and I'm going to do the other side now. And you see this ink goes a long way. You don't have to keep re-inking it unless you want it really, really dark. Which I don't. I just want it kind of a lightish green. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry. Go back to this one. Okay, now I am kind of running out of ink, so I'm going to put just a couple of drops on there. Just to make it faster, and go back in. Dot it on. Okay, so if you can zoom in now really close to these for me, you can see how it's kind of got a pattern, and it, you know, it just kind of does its own thing once it's on there. There's that one, and here's this one. So it gets kind of a marbly effect. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, now you could just leave it with one coat. You can do whatever you want, but I want a second color in there, so I'm taking slate, which is kind of a grayish black, and I'm just going to add it right onto the pad I already had. And now on this, I'm just going to barely put some in. I just want a little touch of it. And as you can see, it kind of marbleizes it further. Okay, so there's just a little on each one. Go back to this one. I'm not too concerned about the sides because I'm going to cover mine up, but I want to give you the idea if you don't use the other stuff. Okay, so that one's done. It's marbleized. I don't like how that looks, so. Okay, so now you can see it's kind of got a marbly look. And this is when you can go back in with your alcohol blending. And if you don't want it to look that splotchy, you can blend it together. You would need another piece of this because you don't want to use the same one. And blend in the colors. But I like that marbly splotchy look, so I'm leaving it at that. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry just a little bit, and I'm going to work on my two wings here. Okay, so you're going to make sure that this is good and mixed up. And this is by Krylon. and it's called a gold leafing pen. It also comes in like silver and I think bronze, but I'm using the gold. Okay, so this is a brand new pen, so I got to get it started. Let me get a sticky pad here. And you're just going to push down on it until the paint comes through to the tip. And I kind of just keep lifting it up until it comes. Okay, so now the gold leaf pen is there. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go in and rub it on my charm because I want it to be gold and not silver. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry, that part of it dry, and start on the next one. And it's just kind of like, you know, coloring with a colored pencil or marker or something. Make sure you do your edges. Get in all your nooks and crannies. Okay. Let's see if this one's dry enough. Yep, it dries pretty fast, so. Okay, I'm going to go back and do the other side. Now these are going to hang off the sides of the dominoes, so I'm going to have to do the reverse side too. So I'm going to set those aside and let them dry really good before I start handling it to do the back side. Okay, that one's good enough. I'll go in and do this real quick. You may have to periodically push down on the pen to get a little more paint to come out. But these pens are the greatest thing invented. Because it's quick, sticks to things, and you change silver to gold or gold to silver if you want, do whatever you want. And you know, you can't always find the embellishment in the color you want, but you like the pattern of whatever it is. Okay. So I'm going to let those set aside now for a minute and dry. I'm going to go back to the dominoes. Your fingers do get dirty. Okay, so turn your dominoes over. Take your ribbon and you're going to put your glue from your hot glue right down that center line there. It's already marked for you, so it makes it really easy. Okay. Then just take your ribbon, kind of eyeball it, and lay it in the center. Okay, my glue gun is almost out of glue, so I gotta grab a stick of glue.